Okay, with us now to discuss this near monopoly over ticket sales is Joseph William, former senior editor at U.S. News. Thanks again for joining us. Before we really get into this, I guess no company wants to be dragged before Congress and have their dirty laundry dragged out. But just back up a bit and let's remind folks what happened specifically with the Taylor Swift tour.
Well, with the Taylor Swift tour, what happened is Taylor Swift engaged in agreement with Ticketmaster and Live Nation to promote her world tour, and she's got millions and millions of fans globally. And they compiled and they came up with a plan to sell the tickets. The tickets went on sale. The websites crashed one time after another. Fans ended up getting locked out, and the ones who were lucky enough to get tickets on the resale market were going for way over 100% over the asking price. So you were having fans trying to get tickets, desperately trying to get tickets on the resale market. They were being asked to pay upwards of $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in some cases just to get into the venue. Ticketmaster blamed it on these bots that acquired tickets and put them on the resale market. But everybody else is blaming Ticketmaster and Live Nation, saying that they conspired and they colluded to drive up prices. They were using different pricing schemes to make the tickets more expensive and thus locking fans out, except anybody who was willing and able enough to pay exorbitant prices for these tickets.
Yeah, Joseph, I've seen the price of these tickets, and to me it's just off the chain. Now, tell us who you think is at fault here, and what was Ticketmaster's response, and how's the Eras tour, Taylor Swift's tour, has the issue been resolved? Are people going to be able to get to go see all their Swifties without paying an arm and a leg?
Well, that's the $1,000 question, actually, because if you want to go see her, you're still going to have to pay top dollar for those tickets because the issue has not been resolved. Now, that's the end of the series of questions you asked. To go back to the start, Ticketmaster and Live Nation merged in 2010. The merger was approved pending that they be on their best behavior and don't collude, which is a little like asking a rooster not to crow in the morning, especially when they were forging one of the biggest alliances in live pop music in the globe, controlling some 60 to 70% of the market. So Ticketmaster and Live Nation promised, cross their heart, hope to die, that they wouldn't do these things. They ended up doing these things. There have been complaint after complaint after complaint ever since, and it just really exploded with this Taylor Swift fiasco. So the hearing, Ticketmaster again defended themselves by saying it wasn't us, it was these bots that are trying to grab all the tickets and sell them for markups on the resale market. But everybody else is saying, no, Ticketmaster, you've been here before. We've been talking about this before. This was the first time it was so widespread and so exorbitant that we had no choice but to call you before Congress. Now, there really is no remedy for the Swifties, but there is a possibility that the Ticketmaster Live Nation merger will be broken apart and that they will be declared a monopoly.
Interesting. And look, is this going to happen this summer? Because a lot of these bands that have been around for such a long time, they're not going to be touring forever. And people want to say, I want to see them one last time. Do you expect to see this once the big summer tours are announced?
I don't expect it to get resolved anytime soon because breaking up a merger takes a lot of time and a lot of money and interest. Congress has got a lot of other things on its plate. And what Ticketmaster and Live Nation are asking you to do basically is if you bought a car and one company sells you the car and another company says, okay, great car, here's the steering wheel, and that steering wheel is going to cost you a lot of money. That's how they're dealing, both the artists and the fans. So it's a monopoly. It's been going on for for ages. I don't expect to get better anytime soon.
Wow. And the fact that Congress is now involved, I don't think that anybody right now in the United States is going to say, there's a problem, let's get Congress in on this. That'll make it better. Your thoughts on that?
That's kind of the last line of defense is when you go to Congress, and this is because the Justice Department hasn't taken action. There haven't been lawsuits, successful ones anyway, that have forced the courts to look at this merger and their behavior, Ticketmaster and Live Nation's behavior in the concert market. And monopolies, as we know from our history as a nation, are really difficult to bring down, especially once they've already acquired corners on the market. They have much amounts of money to spend on legal defenses and legal theories, and that makes it all the more difficult to bring them down.
Give me 30 seconds. What's your best fix for this?
Break them up. Competition drives down prices. Ticketmaster clearly is a monopoly. There's no other way to put it, and they need to be brought to heel. The only way that's going to happen is with a Justice Department lawsuit or an act of Congress.
Yeah, I got a couple of daughters that went through that whole thing, so I feel it.
Good luck.
Okay. Thanks a lot. I certainly appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.